mean, when I was doing my undergraduate degree, when I first started it, I started teaching at the police college as well, and I fell in love with teaching there. And this sort of life of doing a little bit here and a little bit there, suddenly I had a focus on what I was passionate about. And I happened to be that friend at UNE. I said, well, what do I need to teach at university? What do I need to teach adults? Sit in a room full of adults and have adult conversations about education. She said, you need a PhD. And that's when I decided, okay, well, I'd better get a PhD. I was in my second or third year part-time, and I started talking to the academics in it was School of Politics and International Relations at ANU. I started talking to them about what do I need for a PhD, because I had these grand plans of finish the undergraduate, do a master's degree, and they pulled me aside and they said, actually, if you want to do a PhD, forget the master's, do honours, because honours is research oriented, and that's where we pick the people who are going to do PhDs from. And I'm like, okay, great. That saved me thousands, tens of thousands of dollars.
Of course.
That little snippet of wisdom. But it was only because I put it out there.
Yeah.
Keeping my path to myself.
Mm.
And I accepted help where it came along.
Mm.
And there was some hilariously funny things along the way. I barely scraped through with the second in honours. And, the routine is, if you haven't got a first in honours, you're not going to get an Australian Postgraduate Award for your PhD. You have to self-finance. But I decided I was doing a PhD anyhow, and I was like, okay, I've got a second in honours. That's the academic bar that I had to be across.
Yeah.
So I was across that bar and I pursued it. 2 months into my PhD, they came to me and they said, do you want a university scholarship, ANU scholarship?
Wow.
Because you look like the sort of person who's going to finish a PhD.
Yeah.
I was like, do I want a university? Absolutely.
Like, is that even a question?
Tax-free into my pocket so I can actually eat while I'm doing it.
Not living off 2-minute noodles. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I've got tenure at the ANU, and the story is, generally speaking, in academia, you do your PhD, then the university kind of shuffles you off somewhere else.
Yeah.
To go and show the rest of the world how good your particular university is.
Yeah.
You never get tenure at your home university.
Mm.
Here I am. I put it out there. I said to the boss, I said, I'm going to apply for tenure. And he said, oh, well, don't wait 12 months. Apply now. I'll support you now.
Wow.
Put it out there.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about honours, start talking to somebody now. Start talking to your peers, start talking to your family, start talking to the academics. If they can't help you immediately, they might know somebody who can help you. They might connect. It's that sort of networking stuff that goes on. And that's succeeded in my life in so many ways. Just put it out there, listen, learn, take advantage of the opportunities. And I'm having a great life.
Absolutely. And I think that, you, as Avneet said earlier, you're one of these people that just keeps it real. You're just so honest and open, and, you'll help out anybody that asks, as long as they ask, and, reach out for that support. I suppose in, wrapping up this interview, because, we've got such, you bundle together so many great insights that my, summarization wouldn't be adequate. So I suppose my final question to you, Adam, as the, the final question for the interview is, what's the final piece of advice that you can give to students, whether they're in first year or third year? What's the final piece of advice that you can give to the broader audience that might be watching?
Read. Just read some more, read, write something, then read, and think about it. Read and think.
Read and think.
Right. It's kind of...
Read, think, write, and repeat.
Yeah, it's and that they all work together. When you're writing, you're thinking. Writing helps you think.
Yeah.
Those ideas down on paper. Forget the word count stuff. Everybody gets obsessive about this word count stuff. If you just relax and start writing, just start writing, you're going to think about it. Argue on paper. I just did a session with the PhD students, and I gave them a copy of my notes from my literature review chapter.
Wow.
It's got my schizophrenic self-arguments. You know, asking questions. What will the examiners think of this? Oh God, I've got no idea what I'm talking about here. And by the time you finish writing, it's like you've thought it through, and then you cut out all that middle bit of angst and the anxiety.
Yeah.
You've actually got the answer.
Yeah.
You know, it flows. But yeah, read, think, write, read some more. Yeah.
Yeah. Read, think, write, repeat. I like it. That's a good mantra. That's nice.
To wrap it up, be kind to yourself.
Absolutely. Yes. And that's very important.
Yeah. Love it. It's been so inspiring, Adam, listening to you, and those insights have really sort of hit home for me. And I'm sure that's what a lot of our students watching us today would feel, and they'd feel the same way. I hope that we can follow along what you've said in terms of reading and thinking, and I think that's so important that we sometimes neglect when we're trying to just get that assignment in for the course and trying to get our next degree. But keeping that broader picture in mind and being kind to ourselves, I think, is so important. Thank you so much for sharing that. We greatly do appreciate your time today. And I think we'll wrap up our interview here. And until next time, I hope our CASS college students enjoyed this video, and all the best for whatever they're doing for the rest of the day. Thank you so much, Adam, once again.